You're lying in bed next to them, you're both awake, both silent, and your thinking starts. Why haven't they reached over? Do they even know I'm here? Why is it always me that has to do something? Should I say something? No, they should. Why do I always have to be the one? Back and forth and round and round. And while all of that is happening, you're lying next to someone you love and you're completely alone. Not because they left, because your thinking took you somewhere they couldn't follow. And the moment passes and you both drift off to sleep, or you pretend to, and tomorrow you'll wake up, maybe act like nothing happened, but something did. It's not a fight, it's not a conversation, just a quiet departure. And here's where I'm going with this. You're not drifting apart because love isn't there. You're drifting apart because thinking is getting in the way. All of that analysis, who should move first, what it means that they didn't do this, what that says about you or about them or about this, that thinking sat right on top of something that didn't need any of it. It just needed you to reach over. This is what we're exploring today. Not really how to communicate better or how to find the right person, but how thinking, the very thing that feels like it's trying to protect the relationship, is often the thing that's quietly dismantling it. My name's Wendy. I've spent many years coaching people toward more clarity, peace, and freedom in their lives and in their relationships. And in this video, I'm going to show you what's actually happening in moments like that Tuesday night. What's underneath the distance, and why understanding it and not fixing it is what changes everything. All right, let's get into it. Here's what I find really interesting about the thoughts that show up in moments like that. They don't really feel like interference. They kind of feel like love. I'm thinking about this because it matters to me. I'm lying here analyzing this because I care about us. And in a way, that's true. But here's what's also true. A thought about love and the feeling of love are not the same thing. One is an experience and the other is a commentary on the experience. And when the commentary gets loud enough, when you're deep in the analysis of who should reach over and why, you're not there in the room. You're in your head, which can be a very lonely place to spend an evening next to someone you care about. I've seen this with so many people. The more they think about the relationship, the more they monitor it and assess it or worry about it, the further they get from the closeness and the ease and the love that they're looking for. And the relationship becomes a problem to be solved instead of a person you love to be with. So why does this happen? Why does the mind do this? Turn love into a question that needs answering. You're not waiting for them to reach over. You're often waiting to be loved. And somewhere along the way, thinking convinced you that feeling loved was something that arrived from the outside, that it depended on what they did, whether they noticed, whether they moved first. So you wait and you watch and then you measure. And from inside all of that, love feels like something you're either getting or you're not getting. It's conditional. Has to be earned or proven or demonstrated in just the right way at just the right moment. Love isn't something we receive. It's who we are when thought gets out of the way. There's so much around love, but for me, it's who I'm being. It's not a reward at the end of the right behavior. It's kind of what's naturally there when I stop analyzing. And the warmth that you feel for this person, it is always there. It just gets covered up by all of our overthinking. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but what do I do with all this? How do I get back to these feelings of love and closeness and ease and happiness? And it may be simpler than you're expecting. You've probably noticed that your best moments in this relationship didn't happen because you figured something out. They just happen in the gaps between all the thinking when you're just hanging out and having a good time together. Maybe you're paddling on the water or going for a walk, a moment that made you both laugh, or a morning on the front porch, or a friendly look or a hug. We don't plan those moments or work for them. Our thinking just quiets down for a second and love is there. I mean, it's always here. It's the nature of it. Love is underneath all of our exhaustive and circular thinking. It's not hiding behind some door that we have to unlock or waiting for us to get ready. It's already there. It's already yours. It's who you are. And the question was never, am I loved? Or it's simply, can I let the thinking settle long enough to feel it? Can I choose to be love? Can I ask myself, what would love do? And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to make that happen. Just understanding this is enough, even a glimpse of it. Even just seeing that the thinking was covering something up over the feeling of love that you have creates a little space. And in that space, something moves. Maybe you reach over. Just because love, when it's not being thought about, it moves naturally towards people. That Tuesday night isn't a sign that something's broken. It's an invitation to see that the distance isn't real. It's made up. It's made of thought. And underneath it, the love that you're waiting to feel is already there, always. Now, if something landed for you in this video, I'd love to hear what came up in the comments. And if you want to go deeper, the next video may be a good place to continue. Sending love your way.